80,000 people walked out of the stadium in Dallas, and a few hundred of them stayed behind to pick up the trash. They were the Japanese fans, in blue, moving down their own row with little bags, collecting every cup and every wrapper their section had left behind. Their team had just drawn 2-2 with the Netherlands, a result most countries would celebrate by leaving as fast as possible. Instead, they cleaned. And down in the tunnel, the players had quietly left their locker rooms spotless, with nobody watching and nobody asking. This is the story of why Japan keeps doing this at every World Cup, win or lose, and why the rest of the planet keeps falling in love with it. Let's get into it. First, what actually happened on June 14th. Netherlands against Japan. 2-2, goals from Virgil van Dijk and Daichi Kamada. The kind of dramatic night where most of a crowd sprints for the exits the second the whistle goes. The Japanese end did the opposite. Hundreds of supporters pulled out trash bags and started working their way along the seats, picking up cups, wrappers, and anything their section had dropped over 90 minutes. Nobody put it on the big screen. Nobody handed them a broom. They just decided the place they had borrowed for an evening should be handed back the way they found it. Then came the part you didn't see on television, the locker room. After the match, the Japanese players left their dressing room completely spotless, folded and tidied, with no instruction and no cameras rolling. If that sounds familiar, it should. In 2018, after Japan lost a heartbreaker to Belgium in the last minute, they cleaned that locker room too, and left a single note in the middle of the floor. It said, "Spasibo." Thank you, in Russian. A FIFA official found it, photographed it, and the picture went around the world. They had just been knocked out of a World Cup, and their final act was to say thank you to the country that hosted them. And here is the thing, this is not a one-off, and it is not for the cameras. Japanese fans were first spotted tidying up stadiums back in 1998, their very first World Cup. They did it in 2022 as well, cleaning the Khalifa Stadium after beating Germany 2-1. They even cleaned up after the opening match, a game Japan was not playing in, because the stands were dirty and they happened to be there. 3 different decades, 3 different continents, the same blue bags. At this point, it is less of a habit and more of a signature. So why do they do it? The answer starts in school. In Japan, schools mostly do not have janitors. From around the age of 6, students clean the building themselves, the classrooms, the hallways, even the toilets, every single day. It is called Soji, and it is treated as part of the education, not a punishment. So by the time a Japanese kid grows up and buys a ticket to a football match, cleaning up a shared space is not a chore they think about. It is just what you do. As one professor put it, this is simply an extension of what they learned as children. But underneath the school habit is something even simpler. There is a Japanese saying, "A bird leaves nothing behind." The idea is that you return a place exactly the way you found it, and ideally, a little cleaner. It runs alongside one more quiet rule that Japanese children learn early. Do not be a burden to other people. Not because someone is watching, not for applause, but because the next person deserves a clean seat just as much as you did. That is the whole philosophy, sitting inside a trash bag in row 20. So while the rest of us argue about score lines and referees, a few hundred people in blue keep reminding everyone what good manners actually look like at scale. They lose, and they say thank you. They win, and they tidy up the other team's mess. 28 years, and they have never once made it about themselves. So genuinely, from the rest of the football world, thank you, Japan. You make the whole tournament look better just by being in it. Tell me below which fans come closest to this, because I would love to be proven wrong. And if you want the opposite end of this World Cup, the empty seats and the $1,000 tickets nobody would pay for, the full breakdown is right here. Subscribe, because the best stories at this tournament are not always the goals.